Hi, everyone. Welcome. If you're new, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. This is Mary. Um, and I just want to say that, real quick, have you guys been just feeling the strong surge of energy coming through because we're changing spring to summer? If you guys do, let me know. I wanna start I guess taking I don't know, just taking very conscious a conscious approach to when we shift seasons or shift, time. So like the solstice, right? Because I feel like it truly does correlate with our behavior, with our energy, okay? I feel like during spring and winter, I feel a little dormant. And then when summer comes, I just feel the energy surge. And I think it's really cool. And yeah, like I feel so much more energized now since summer's coming through. So let me know. So again, my name is Mary, and um, I created Intuitive Refresh in March 2023. I wanted to connect and really build this community for the spiritual collective so that we can come together and tune into one another and really open the space up so that we can speak um, in the most humble, respectful way that we can about spirituality, but still being our own individual self, right? Having our own understanding of it. And really, I feel like at the end of the day, we're all connected. So even though we have different views, I feel that we are still connected in some ways. So it's still a way for us to really build that bridge to really meet each other halfway. So I'm gonna actually talk about I'm gonna talk about this uh, hermetic principle, right? So if you guys have you guys heard as above, so below? If so, put it in the comments. I would love to, just really hear from you guys as well. So as above, so below. The first time I heard that, I believe was I feel like years ago. Like I can't really pinpoint, but it's been years, like decades, right? And I I've never really understood the deeper meaning of it until I started going on my spiritual journey, right? I started to open up to wanting to learn more about uh, myself. And I feel like it starts there, right? It always starts from within, and then it it travels out, right? Like learning about yourself, and then learning about what about all these other factors that affects you. So as above, so below was what came through when I was tuning into the energy right now that I'm feeling as of today, which is May 29th, 2025. And I just, I've heard this plenty of times and I've looked into it and I've heard about it. I follow other content creators who talk about as above, so below. And, I learned it here and there. And so I want to just touch on it because I think it's so important to circle back and really talk about things that we have heard before, right? Because those are the things that do uh, still affect us today, whether it's good or whether it's negative, it's still affecting us. Now, I'm not saying this term is negative. I'm just saying anything that you have learned during, the time that you're awake or conscious or, as a child, right? To now. So, as above, so below, what do you feel when you hear that? What do what comes through? Honestly, when I heard that, the earliest that I can, think of is um, just understanding that everything reflects, right? And I feel that that's what really like stood out to me was that everything reflects. And so as I learn more and more about it, yes, it is pretty much um it's pretty much that, but really it's really I'm trying to keep this really simple too, but it's a very strong but yet simple concept, right? So what I see here on my screen that pulled up what Google said it is as above so below is an ancient hermetic um, theory that describes a correspondence between the macroism and the micro the the macrosm and the ma- macrocosm. Okay, I cannot pronounce that. Okay, oh my gosh, maybe I'm not pronouncing either of that, but pretty much it's at a mic. It's saying it's pretty much saying that everything that's at a macro view, right? So the universe is reflected at a micro, you know, version of it and vice versa. So it's really interesting because we often feel that what we do right now, right, in this moment doesn't really mean anything, right? But it's these little steps that are very, very, very crucial. It's these little gestures, these little things that we do. Even me just coming on live today, um, that's gonna make a very big impact, and vice versa. It may be small, but for now, but it may be big in the future. So what what this is for me, this saying as above so below, is that everything affects one another, whether big or small. Everything is interconnected, and so we really have to regard our words, our actions, right? um, Whatever we feel, our emotions, it's all going to play a role into the past, present, and future. So what's so, what why this, right? Okay. Let me just see. Okay, spirit. Why did spirit show me this, or set this message to me, because I was just like, oh, I don't really know what to talk about today. And then all of a sudden I was like, I saw an image, and then I made this image of a person, and then all of a sudden I dragged that image over, and I flipped it so the two head are, one image is, upright, the other image is reverse, and then I put it together. You'll see. I'm gonna take it and make it the cover of this video. But really, that's what I saw, that's what I made, and so that's why I got this message. And it really, we can, this is ego, right? Okay. So this is another thing I want to teach you guys. When when we have heard of something and then we hear it again and over and over and over again, it's not to make us feel like, oh, we already learned this. Why are we learning it again? It's not to make us feel that we're repeating a cycle per se, right? It is a cycle itself because you are still learning it, relearning it, and then unlearning it, right? However, it's about you having to look at it at a different perspective. So at one point, I've looked at this topic as above, so below. It's just never really, like made a big impact. And I'm saying this with honesty because I was just like, being me, right? Being human and being an ego at that time was, I was just like, okay, whatever you do here, happens there. Whatever you do up there happens, is reflected here. So, right. And I'm talking about the, what I'm referring to is, so like the different levels that we're in. So spiritually, if you don't believe in this, that's fine. But just spiritually, from what I've seen, heard, experienced, there's of course heaven, right? What we call heaven, right? So the higher realm, right? And then there's the lower realm. Now I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just saying it's a different energetic shift, right? So above is higher frequency, below, here, earth is lower frequency. So what I'm trying to explain here is that when I was still in, that phase of my life, it was just, oh, okay, you do this and then it reflects up there. Okay, no, like no big deal. But it's such a big deal, okay? It's such a big deal that whatever you're doing here and now, consciously, unconsciously, is all going to reflect in the future, the past, the present, okay? It's going to reflect up in the spiritual realm and here, right? It's all written. Everything that you do is written in your life book. So you guys have heard of the Akashic records, right? It's pretty much, a spiritual, energetic record keeping system in our life, in our worlds, right? The different worlds. Um, and so it records everything. Whatever you do, you see, you eat, you sleep, everything, just everything. So my point is, be very discerning about what you do, what you say, what you eat, what you really consume as an individual in this life, because it's going to play a significant role in your life, whether past, present, future, right? It's going to play a role. And I I don't want to share this to scare anyone. I just want to share this as a way to really encourage everyone, right? To be aware of what you're doing. Be aware of your words, your emotions. And what keeps coming up too is that uh, you know why certain people experience certain hardships, right? It's because they have done something uh, in the past that has triggered them to be in that cycle, or has triggered them to be in that learning session to learn and grow um, from that lesson, right? So you can say, yeah, it's kind of like what people say, right? Um, Karma. And so, and I always bring back the topic karma because it's it's relatable, and I feel like it's very true to its core, right? Now, karma for me personally isn't bad or uh, good, right? It's for me, karma is very neutral. That's how I see it, but I know you guys see it a different way, and that's fine. But what I'm trying to show or share here is that karma doesn't oh isn't karma isn't always bad. It's about what we make of it. Okay, it's the lessons that are returning so that we can learn from it, we can grow from it. So how I see this is, um, when we take this hermetic theory principle, right? As above, so below. It's pretty much like, when we say what you put out comes back to you, right? And so that's pretty much it, uh, in a nutshell for, that concept, I feel. And it's just the energy that you are recycling, right? Through. So whatever you're putting out, it eventually comes back. And so how do you deal with it? How do you work with it, right? And there are just so many ways to work with it. But really it's up to you if you want to choose to handle it handle it in the most sincere way, or you could choose to handle it in a very, insincere way. So, yeah, that's what I was feeling called to share about as above and so below. Um, is there anything more that I should share? Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of like, um, as of right now, like if you see if you're wondering why you are stuck, right? And you feel that you have not done anything wrong at all, and you're wondering why do you feel so stuck, right, in life? There's more to it than feeling wrong, right? Uh, and it's not about doing something wrong. It's about staying stagnant, and it's about holding yourself back. Okay, so sometimes our karma isn't about us doing wrong to anyone. It's just us keeping that energy lingering in our energetic field, and so we keep it and we don't actually take the time to push it out so that we have the space open up for new energy to come through. And that's why I always encourage everyone to, do their healing, right? If you need a healing session, you can always reach out to me. And I do energy clearing and rejuvenation. So helping you be the observer of what trauma that you've encountered, and then giving you that choice to uh, see how you want to release it, right? And I do. There's different levels to this, so some are very open to it, so they they it it can be at a quicker pace. However, some can take a little more time, and that's fine. Everyone's session looks different. And so that's why I'm bringing this up because I can also as you're making your decision, right, I can also help facilitate, right, about how to release it. So giving you that to show you is very, very helpful. So if you're wondering, like, why am I stuck? Why am I here? Why am I not moving? Why am I so stagnant? Why is it that the dream job, the dream house, the dream career, everything, right? The what you aspire to do, what your goals, your everything, right? Like, why is it that you feel so stuck? Or why is it that there's no movement? So I can help you with that. Uh, we can definitely, uh, there's something here that I want to try to do as well is to target one trauma and just work on that one trauma. I'm thinking about doing that, but more on a uh, coaching bias, right? More on a coaching based type of deal. Now, the energy clearing and rejuvenation is more of clearing what comes through during the session, and then the rejuvenation part is reboosting the energy in your system, your energetic system. And yeah, we can always talk more about it if you're interested. But this is what I'm saying, and I've seen it that I've seen it where individuals, they come through, and this is me being very honest as a healer, but also as a individual, right? We and I've experienced this myself, and I have done it myself. We can go to as many readers, right, and get a reading done. It's very, very helpful. Getting readings, spiritual readings done helps because it gives us insight, right? It helps us explore and understand what's going on, right? Um, it helps us understand a bit of the what, right? What's going on. Now, the why part, that's where deep, deep inner healing really plays, you know, plays the major role here to help you understand the why. You will most likely understand. Now, I say this, but take it for what it's worth. Um, you can go to many readers, right? And understand the what, like what's going on with me, right? But not until you actually take the action and say, hey, why is this happening, right? Why am I feeling this? Why am I experiencing this? Um, and then actually take the action and get the healing done and actually do the following healing that follows with the initial healing, right? So whoever you go to help you observe and understand at a subconscious level about the trauma that you've experienced, that is sort of like, for me, that's like the initial, right? The initial part of understanding what it is. But you still have to be the one to do the ongoing healing that not many of us can admit that we do, right? Because it's a big, big it's like it's this really big thing, right, that we don't want to talk about. Like, oh yeah, I'm still healing it, right? Because we don't want to. I feel like we're afraid, right? We're afraid to share that we're still a bit we're in progress. That's the best I can say. it's hard for us because we want to be perfect. We want to show that we're capable. Um, but truly, no one is 100% perfect. No one's 100% capable of doing every single thing, right? We are still humans. We're still learning. We're still growing. And so, what's very important is that we understand that we are a work in progress. And so, or a work in progress, right? And so that's why, even though we have come to a spiritual healer and heal ourselves through them, through their methods, and yes, it helps, as well as, yeah, it helps. Um, it's that really deep down, we still have to do more inner healing regarding to that situation because there's so many layers to it. So if you are stuck, you are stagnant, and you keep wondering, like, hey, what's going on? Like, you know, definitely reach out because there are blocked energies, and it's it's about you coming to terms with yourself, if that makes sense. To reach out and find the help to push out the blocks, right? The energy blocks. And then doing the other work, right? The other part to it is you continuing to heal that and to work through that as it shows up in your life. Because trust me, there's no trauma that you're going to heal in one day or one moment or in one session. All the traumas we experience, uh, we're going to be healing it. We're going to be, it's going to take time because there's layers to it, right? And I don't believe at the end of the day we are completely healed. And that's just my truth because we can heal ourselves, right? And find the best of the best to help us. But we are still experiencing this human experience, which is understanding what what this human life is. So Um, I would say no, like in the human world, yeah, nothing is perfect. So even if we say, oh, yeah, we're healed, oh, we're good, because nothing is perfect and we live in a duality, a world of duality, right? Duality, and there's always a gray spot. I truly feel like we can't say we're 100% healed, right? No matter what we go through, but it's not about that you should choose to focus on, right? Um, I want to call our attention to that, to the intention that we are always going to heal ourselves, no matter thick or thin, right? No matter what the problem is, we're going to heal ourselves. We're going to choose us because that is the beauty of healing. And I feel like once we understand that, that's going to elevate us to a higher level of consciousness and healing, right? It's that we choose to keep healing ourselves no matter what. It's so that we can choose to keep loving ourselves no matter what. It's so that we keep choosing us at the end and we don't give up, right? There's so many of us where during this time right now, it's really rough and we feel like giving up. And I was there too. I wanted to, just say, drop it all and say, okay, I'm done. Mm, let me tell you, you're not done. Okay. You're not done yet. Okay. You're still breathing. You're not done. And the song that came through is, the song by Leland. Oh, let me search it up. So, this song, the artist Leland, go search him up. But his song, you're not done. That's what's coming through, right? And he talks about, I know you're tired, I know you're weak, and all of that fighting's got you down on your knees. You're desperate for change, desperate to know there's a light, still a light. So essentially, it's just really saying to not give up. And I think this is the line that really lifted me up when I was like feeling like giving up, like losing control, not feeling like I lost everything, right? Um, so it's um if you still have breath in your lungs, if you still uh if you still have breath in your lungs, you're not done. No, you're not finished. So this is like the chorus, and I feel like it's so important to really understand that we're here breathing this good good oxygen, right? That Mother Earth, universe gives to us, and that's something that we should truly appreciate. So, really, this song "You're Not Done" by Leland, it's just so beautiful, and I feel like this is a song highlighting today's topic, because when we feel like everything that we are doing doesn't matter, it's so matter because whatever's done here is done up there, right? So that's why the so above, as above, so below is so important too. There's that correlation because everything that we do here right now matters. And so we're not done. We're here to make waves, right? Change things and build things, create things. We're here to love, right? We're here to feel love, be love, to give love. So yeah, that is my beautiful message to you guys for this spiritual talk. Now I want to go towards a spiritual. Let's see. I want to go towards a spiritual reading for the collective for end of the month of May. Okay. So May, we're approaching the end of May. And so I thought, why not? Let's look into what the end of May is, like it's just kind of nice to really get a feel for the energy and you know, just really kind of embrace it. Um May went by fast. Let me know, okay? Whew, let me know uh how you guys are doing, and let me know how May was for you. So for me personally, May went by fast. And like I said in my initial reading, start of the month, uh, I said May was going to go by fast. And yeah, it went by fast. So let's see. So I always like doing the Blossoms of Wisdom Oracle deck that I have here. Let's see. So end of May. Let's see. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. This card came out. I didn't even shuffle. It just fell out so naturally. I gotta just take it. Lily of the Valley. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Lily of the Valley. So when you're tuning into this as well with me and the collective, what are you feeling? Lily of the Valley. I am just gonna say this straight. I actually really love this flower. And when I was going through a really hard time, from in 2024, uh, I told myself, and I told Spirit, I was like, Spirit, show me an image of, show me the flower lily of the valley. If I'm on track, if, to help, really uplift me and show me that I'm on the right path, right? Show me that I am not just lost, right? And so for a long while, I did not see it. And then when it was crazy because then in July, so midway, so I asked for that sign, I believe, like early 2024, right? Somewhere around January to February 2024. And then in June to July 2024, I bought some soaps at a store, and I was like, whatever, like it comes in a bundle. I was giving it as gifts, right? And I was just like, okay, whatever. And so it's, I was going to give it as a gift to my mom, because her birthday's in the summer. So interestingly, one of the soaps, right? One of the bar soaps had an image of Lily of the Valley. And I was just like, okay, wow. Like it was a few days after that I realized that. I finally remember I asked for that sign. And it was like 6 months in, right? And this is what I'm saying. Like sometimes these signs, they do take a while, but it doesn't mean that it's not gonna like just not show up for you. Really, like these messages, when you ask for spirit or universe, divine source to give you, they will show when you are ready to see it. And so it's interesting because during that time of my life, during middle of the year, I started to feel motivated again to really do what I love, which is art, which is spirituality, which is just being me. And so that's where I realized that, hey, I could do my intuitively inspired paintings. And that's when I started getting like people like interested in my intuitively inspired paintings, which is me painting psychic impressions of what I see come through in a painting, right? With the symbols, and it shows all these like very interesting, it could be, so it's really interesting because it could be a full image, or it could just be like different impressions all collage together. So it just depends on the energy, the person that I'm reading, right? And so I do this amazing painting, and it really helps individuals to better understand and see what is energetically going on in their field, right? In their energetic field, that's from their spirit team, their angel team, that's from the divine source. So it's really cool. I do have some pictures on my Instagram and on my soon to come stand store, so you guys can go check that out. I'll leave the link below. um, yeah, so that's when I was just like, wow, I was blown away. Like, so this right here, right now, this image right here, Lily of the Valley, confirmation that you are on the right path. You see how it says rebirth and humility? Wow. Full circle for me. And I believe it's full circle for you as well, intuitively, spiritually. So, Lily of the Valley, rebirth and humility. It's about coming back in full circle. And so you're back at the start, and there's going to be a beautiful transformation. of you uh, better understanding, better knowing, better doing of whatever you were doing before. So it's just you transforming what you did before in the past and making it better because now you know, now you understand the game and you are not going to hold back. There's so much passion, so much fire going on. Oh my gosh. You see the back? It's like a flame. See? Oh my gosh. See? Your passion is coming back, okay? Lily of the Valley, rebirth, humility. It's coming back and it's going to help boost you, okay? So if you guys have been feeling very low energy through, the start of the year, be prepared because your passion, your flame, it's going to go. You are going to ignite that, that flame that you were holding back for so long too. You were so dormant, right? uh, Energetically speaking. So humility, really, again, being humble, understanding what situations, what concerns you have, so that you actually can truly acknowledge it and say, hey, this is something I do want to focus on. I want to work on it. I want to handle it, right? I want to choose to uh, deal with this situation to so that I'm not constantly, you know, reliving that right cycle, right? Of like doing something that, maybe you can do differently. So humility too is all about acknowledging, right? Acknowledging what the situation is. Uh, yeah. So work through these things. Okay. What is it that you are looking to improve upon? Work through that. And what I just heard is, if you don't know what's something you should work on, I can guarantee you can talk to a family, a friend that you trust, right? Or someone, right? Maybe someone in the spiritual community that you trust, and just say, hey, honestly, what is something I can work on, right? So that they can pinpoint it for you, because at the end of the day, we all sort of have that like bias, right, in ourselves. So if it's about us, it's really hard to know, right? But when it's someone else, ooh, it's like, oh, this, right? And so don't feel afraid, right, to ask and just say, hey, what is something I can work on? And be very honest with yourself, right? And if you're not ready yet, that's fine. Take your time because you are on your timeline. You are exactly where you need to be. There's no rush, okay? Because every single detail, every single thing that you choose to do, uh, it all plays an important role because as above, so below. So everything that you do now that is intentional or unintentional is all going to play a role in your past, present, future. So it's just so vital that you trust your instinct, okay, and do what you feel called to do. So beautiful, beautiful card here, Lily of the Valley. Okay, now I'm going to just do a quick tarot card reading for end of May. Let's see. Okay, for May 2025, end of May 2025. Seven of Cups reversed. So there's some things here. Trusting the process. That's what I'm hearing. Just gonna do oh, okay. I'm gonna take them as how they were facing me when they fell. Okay, King of Wands. Okay. The Temperance. Okay. Two more, two more. Just two. Okay, so a lot of cards are falling out, but I only want to take two. Just two. Okay, this one. Okay, Six of Swords. Two of Wands. Okay, wow. Okay. So, let's see. We have the Seven of Cups. Have the King of Wands. Temperance. Six of Swords. And the Two of Wands. Okay. So right now, I just feel like there's a lot of trusting the process, and we're afraid of trusting the process, okay? There's something here about you being afraid of being betrayed or being unsure of what's the situation, and you feel tempted, okay? And you feel that this temptation, there's also some temptations, okay? And it feels like you are struggling, and not in a very not in a very like heavy way, but there's just, the best I can put it is, there's just a lot of temptations, okay? And it's hard to know where to go. It's hard to trust who you are with right now. It's hard to trust, like, say, people you work with, say some relationships, right? And so, finding balance, because the King of Wands, I feel like you gotta find balance through taking initiative, through moving, okay? If this was like this, I feel like it would be, you being able to take charge. However, it feels like there's like a loss of taking initiative, a loss of taking control, a loss of taking the necessary steps to um, do what you need to do, right? And then the Temperance. See, there's a she's holding like two cups, and it's like going into one and the other, and you see how it's like one's like a warm color, one's a cooler color. They're okay. So right now it's finding balance. Okay, now this balance is more of a mental balance, so more of like a spiritual, mental, emotional balance that you are seeking. Because if you are not operating in the most, high loving, consciousness, The things you do, they are going to follow your actions are going to follow what your thoughts are, because your attention and intention affects one another, right? So wherever your attention goes and your intention is, if you're thinking of that and your attention is focused on that one intention, then that's where your action is going to be. You're going to behave that way. You're going to think that way. You're just going to manifest that, okay? So what I'm feeling is really find that balance end of this month, okay? Take time to find time to breathe, to really take a break. That's what I'm hearing. Take a break. Take a mental break. That's what I'd say. Okay, Six of Swords. So, yeah, it's just a lot of like being unsure how to share what you feel, what you think, okay? And this feeling um it's tied to it's it's tied to feeling overwhelmed. So again, because you are at this moment, you may be feeling, right? You may be experiencing, right? Some imbalances. You feel stuck. You're unsure. You're just kind of like you you see how she's sort of like, like what? Like she looks a little like confused and just blinked, right? Like as if where she is, she's unsure. And again, feeling stuck, feeling overwhelmed. There's some resistance here to wanting change, okay? If you have been wanting change, but you keep you just keep falling right back to where you are, it's because there's a lot of resistance energetically, and it's about taking the action, right? The King of Wands. You gotta start choosing to take action. And here, last card, the Two of Wands. You see how here they have the two wands? Yep. And then here reversed. So it just really feels like, again, balancing. Okay. Because the Temperance had the two cups, the Six of Swords, is about, feeling overwhelmed because you are imbalanced. Uh, and so the Two of Wands, again, balancing it, like needing to balance. And it's about looking into your uh your divine feminine. Okay, so we all can have like we all have masculine and feminine energy. Okay, it's about looking into the masculine and feminine side of you and balancing that out. What is it that you do more of, and then what is it that you do less of, and then write down like ways to help you improve upon those, right? So more masculine energy, you can Google it, but for example, if you don't ever take action, that's a masculine energy tends to take action, to just do, right? So if you don't take the action that's needed, then you have to start seeing that there's different possibilities, right, for you. That when you take your action, there are many options for you, and you take the action you would like to take, right? That's what's coming through. And so you got to tap into that masculine side, that masculine energy, and say, which one of these options do I want to start taking action, right? Like, which one of these do I want to do to take the necessary action, right? Is it choosing a different job? Is it going to a different place, work in a different environment? Is it, um, sharing how you truly feel about something, right? No, I feel like, um, and I feel like there's gonna be a lot of, and then the feminine energy, right? Uh, I feel the feminine energy is more of the sharing part, actually. So the doing is more the masculine, and the sharing is more of the feminine. So balancing the two, right? See, so if you're balancing the two, then you're like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm sharing this, right? So you're 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 taking both energy and you're mixing it and a um doing what you need to do, right? But then also communicating what you need to communicate. So that's what I feel for you for this end of the month. So take that time, to really find that balance and communicate as needed, but also take the necessary action. Don't hold yourself back because we all know we are the biggest one we are truly our own block, right? At you know, at the things that we choose to do. We can find all these wonderful resources, and we can find them to give us, the necessary resources, but we choose not to actually use the resources to its potential, or like actually take action and actually, do the necessary steps needed, then we're actually just not doing ourselves a favor, right? And so take the necessary action and go forth and learn how to balance the energy here. And again, the whole topic earlier, as above so below, right? So there's like two sides. I feel like as above, you got to learn, like, okay, the spiritual side to life, right? And then as below, you got to learn the earth side to life. And it's about balancing those two, the spiritual aspect and the physical aspect, and seeing what you can do to help you uh, better understand and learn about the two together, and how to better navigate, right? Anything else? Yeah, so that's what I have for you guys. I hope this reading for end of May 2025 was helpful. I truly hope everyone can find the balance they need, right? To really keep you going and to help you move forward. Uh, again, uh, energy of June is coming through hot. Lots of good energy. So, take advantage of it. Definitely ride that energy and utilize it because it's so strong. The energy of summer, being the summer season, the energy is so potent. Like, really take the chance and really, it's going to really help boost you to take the actions you need to really get over the resistance, get over the challenges, get over the obstacles, the naysaying, right? Like, it's gonna really take advantage of that and move forward, move yourself, right? Because you are not stagnant. You are not a stagnant being, right? We are human beings. We're gonna be what we are gonna be, and so we're changes is always gonna come through. So we gotta ride that wave, right, of change. Allow the change to come through. That's gonna help you, right? And yeah, that's what I have for us. I hope that was helpful. Again, if you are interested, And any of my services, feel free to message me. You can follow my Stan store link and check out my services there. And yeah, I wish everyone the best. Uh, I'm just so excited for June. I hope you are too. So yeah, bye.